So what I'm telling you is you can't ride on the sidewalk.
Okay.
All right? If it was your property and you're riding on it, and right now what I'm saying, and not to sound egotistical, but I'm representing the city. I'm a steward of their property. I'm in charge to making sure the city's property is properly maintained, not damaged or anything like that. So that's the issue here. So what I'm asking is if you could stop. I know it's been written on now, but if you can refrain from riding any further.
Yeah.
We've actually had this before,
right?
With previously, and that's what we have determined. Okay?
Right.
And basically, the justification is that it's city property, and like you can't go to City Hall and start riding on the ground.
Right.
You just can't do it because it's city property, and myself as being, like I said, the steward of the city property, in charge of the city property. In essence, I represent the mayor. When I'm on duty and they're not here. Okay, so that's. So I always like to give a legal justification as to why.
Can we see the documentation that provides you to that like
the ordinance?
The ordinance that says that we aren't able to?
The ordinance, it's what do you call it? It's defacing public property. Okay, so you can go to the website, the city website. I mean, you can Google Virginia State Code. You can Google the city. Ordinances, and just look at destruction of property.
Okay, what's the website? Sorry.
You'd have to go. You can just Google Falls Church City Government. Okay, so I'm classifying it as destruction of property. Okay, this property here. That's what, and the other part is also you can look at it, and like I said, it's there's not going to be a specific statute, but as I explained to them, this is city property. That's why you guys are allowed to be on this because.
I thought it was okay for awesome kids.
Right. But remember, you guys, why can't you put signs in the ground over there?
Well, that's different. Chalking, kids always chalk all over the place.
But this, again, as I explained to them, I'm the steward of the city, okay? And that we've determined that we're not going to allow riding on sidewalks.
Well, that's a new ordinance?
That is the fact that we're not going to allow it.
Okay.
So it's like you going over to City Hall. It's probably a better example. And you start riding on the chalk on the ground. You're saying that you can go ahead and do that?
I don't know. It all depends on locations. So if you can give us that ordinance, that would be great.
Yeah, we like
you
to
can
see
look at the city code. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, you can. But I'm telling you, you should ride. I mean, why are you riding on the sidewalk anyways?
Because we do it all the time.
Well, we're just writing a resource for abortion workers if they wanted to.
But that's why you're holding signs.
Well, yeah, but chalking isn't like. At least at George Mason University, I'm a student at George Mason, there's laws about where to chalk. So long as the rain can wash it away, it's not considered to be destruction of property simply because it can be washed away with the first rain, with a water bottle, with anything.
No,
this is public property, and like if a little kid were to come and start drawing here out on the sidewalk, like it's the same as if like a little child were. The material we put down is our freedom of speech, and it's what we choose to put down. And this is public property. It's also city property.
Well, this is what I'll tell you. This is more, I wouldn't say politically, but the difference is you're pushing a certain agenda, and that's where the kid coming here and riding on the ground and everything. That's the thing. But the only thing I can tell you is the ultimate thing is, if you continue riding, is always tell people is I'll come and make the decision whether I'm going to charge someone. If I charge them, ultimately the judge will decide. So maybe that's a case of this situation here, is that you guys ride on the ground, we get caught, we issue a charge, and then the judge can ultimately decide.
Right.
Okay. Because that's basically where I look at it. I don't try to argue with people.
Right, yeah, no.
Even when I stop the person and I'm like, hey, I stopped you for this, and they're like, well, I don't think I was doing that, I tell them, okay, well, I'm going to cite you, and then you can come to court, and then, that's the ultimate, and that's how laws are made, you know what I'm saying? They get appealed and so forth. So perhaps that might be one of the things. The ultimate resolution to this might be that one of our officers cites someone for doing this, and it goes to court. It's a typical, the way things go. So that's what I would tell you. I'm asking, right at this point in time, I'm asking you not to do it. Perfect. If you choose to do it, then at that point we'll decide what we're going to do from there.
Absolutely.
Okay? And then ultimately.
We're going to find the ordinance. We're going to look at this. We might just contact your police department, see where it is exactly.
It's a Lieutenant Carter.
Perfect. Lieutenant Carter? Is that your name?
No, not
me. Sorry.
That's my boss. But Lieutenant Carter. C-A-R-T-E-R.
Yes.
And he's the only Lieutenant Carter we have in the Falls Church.
And what's your name?
Bristol. Sergeant Bristol.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We understand you're just doing your job.
No, it's and like I said, ultimately, that may be and Ruby knows me well, and I'm
Right.
perfectly okay with.
Thanks.
Anybody else?
Let's take one, steal one. I'll grab one of those. Thank you.
And like I said,
Wrong terminology.
ultimately, that's what I tell
Thank you.
people.
Okay.
Is perhaps that someone needs to be cited.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you.
And then again, it gets hashed out there. Because a
you
lot
very
of
much.
times there's zoning like that stuff with the signs being put in the ground. We actually had to get zoning involved.
Yeah.
Because although we can enforce zoning laws, I'll be the first to admit I don't know every. You could probably pull up a code section of Virginia that's
Right.
like
There's probably
in this code section, I'd be like, oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of laws on the books. Okay.
Absolutely.
I know this has been spoken about. Ruby may even be able to talk more about the writing on the ground. I think before they were coming out, it became an issue because they were coming out and started throwing water, and it became a confrontational thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why, because I recall I wasn't working that day. Yeah, but we've had this before.
That was at
Yeah,
at
it's at
Mason
our
that
school.
happened.
Yeah.
At George Mason, another situation of that happened.
Right, probably a similar
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
And it happened here as well, because I
Okay.
remember reading the
Right.
report on it and stuff, and I remember that being an issue. And I'm going to go back and look at it. Perhaps it was already, because when our
Yeah.
dispatcher told me about it, I'm like, oh yeah, we've had that before. So I'm going to go back and research the
Perfect.
reports and see what
The
I
resolutions
read, because
were.
I think it was already discussed about.
Okay.
Because I'm the one that actually researched the whole signage in the ground, like
Perfect.
sticking the signs there and all that.
Right.
And we actually created a flyer
Okay.
because it was an issue at one point. So we joined with our zoning department. They created the flyer because it's very good. A lot of people want to say, okay, what's the code section? That sort of thing. And,
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Thank you so
All
much
right,
for your
so that's
time.
what
Thank
we're
you.
doing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.